All right, golfers, if you're struggling with the hook shot with the driver, getting into a lot of trouble with that left miss for the right-handed golfer, today's video is really going to help. I'll share the reasons why most people hook it with the driver and some great drills and checkpoints to help you get rid of it for good. So let's dive right in. Firstly, what is the hook shot? Well, you've got two key factors that cause a hook, and that is club face and club path. So if we've got a club path that's working very much in to out for the right-handed golfer to the right of your target in this fashion, rather than a more neutral swing. If we're swinging more in to out with a club face that's closing excessively relative to that swing or that path, so the club face at impact pointing left of your target, you're going to get that ball that starts left and curves aggressively to the left. So with the driver, it's even more pronounced. With a more lofted club like an iron or a short iron, the additional loft actually helps. It basically tilts the spin axis of the ball even less. So when you've got a less loft, a straighter face club, the spin of the ball is more to the left for the hook, whereas a more lofted club, the spin, yes, the ball's tilted to the left, but it's more going this way with the spin versus aggressively left. So that's why players often struggle managing a hook with those longer clubs, particularly the driver, whereas there's short irons and wedges. People say, yeah, I'm pretty good with them, because that same club path and face relationship isn't punished quite as much. So let's talk about the club face. That's one of the key factors, the key factors here. The ball's always going to start typically between 75 to 85% influence on where the club face is aiming at impact. So we've got to get good control of that. What are the key influences on the club face? Well, two key things really. One is grip, and second to that is your wrist. So let's check you've got a good grip if you're hooking it. So here's the checkpoint. With your hands, if you're hooking it, let's check that you're not too far underneath. So for the right-handed player, that would have their hands too far to the right. You might see 3 or even 4 knuckles on your lead hand. Your right hand might be more underneath in this fashion. And if you're like that, it's going to be very easy to rotate your club face too much through impact. As we release the club at high speeds, it's going to be very easy for the club face to close. So oftentimes then, if the club face with that grip in the swing starts to close too much on the way back due to the grip, we as athletes are very instinctive. We want to start that ball on line. So if we swing a neutral swing with this club face aiming left, it's going to go way left. So we make this compensation oftentimes where we start to swing further right to start it more on line, compensating for a club face that is excessively closed. So let's check your grip first, guys. Looking for a more neutral grip in this case, or we'd go what we'd call a little bit weaker, i.e. more over to your left for the right-handed player. So now with your left hand, you might only see 2 knuckles as we look down, the V between your thumb and forefinger pointing more towards your right ear or right shoulder for the right hander. And your right hand, imagine you're holding your favorite piece of fruit. For me, it's an apple. So I've got an apple here in my hand, and it starts to create this crease in my palm that I'm going to get right on top of my lead thumb. That there gets you this look of a more neutral grip position, so that now, yes, I've got access to closing the face, but I'm not going to do it as much. Before, in this position, very easy to excessively close that face. So good solid grip, guys. Let's check that first. Now as we swing, the club face is going to be in much more neutral alignments to shaft parallel, more matching the spine. As we go to the top, it's not going to be as much to the sky, and then from here it's going to start to incentivize us to swing on a better path. That's number one. Number two is checking your wrist. So assuming you've got a good grip, now we check the wrist mechanics. What you see here with the help of Hack Motion wrist sensor, what we've got is, if I start in what we've got here, sort of 35 degrees of extension, it's set up in my lead wrist. As I swing back into the backswing, if I flex that too much, now I'm in 56 degrees of flexion, very excessively shut club face. If I continue that to the top, continues to stay very shut. Coming down, and again, very short. So if I swing through, this is going to go way left. So again, we might make a compensation to adjust for that and swing in more to the right. So with the help of Hack Motion here, we can there's different drills you can do on here. I might set the parameters so that it doesn't get too flexed. I might do some biofeedback, immediate, and I might put on here, let's say, this kind of range here between 38 and 18. You can set your parameters depending on your grip. The drills will also help you with that. And then from here, I've got the audio and vibration settings on. So now if I get into the position that I want to be in, now you'll see how I've got the feedback that I'm in a good spot, continuing to the top. If I go too much, I know. If I'm not too little, I know. Good spot. Yeah, so I'm just getting control of my club face with my wrist now, which is going to help incentivize me to swing on a better path moving forward. So that's a wonderful one there, guys. Just as a training with some immediate feedback. You can also do the drills on Hack Motion as well. So what we've got as well is another option you could use if you haven't got the wrist sensor, is very simply a T. So you could get a T peg here and just place it in between your fingers like this on your trail hand. As you take your grip, this T now represents my club face alignment. So you can see where that's pointing relative to my club face. Now as I make swings, I could do the same idea and try and get that T pointing more up in this fashion as opposed to pointing down to the ground. As I get to the top of the swing, it can point more out towards in front of me versus up to the sky. And as I swing down into last shaft parallel here, pointing back out in front of me with the T versus down to the ground. So this is some immediate feedback for club face control as well. So two options there that you can utilize to fix your wrists and club face alignment. So guys, if you've got your grip and your wrists working well, then that's going to start to put you on a good path for your club face. And so from there, then we start to look at the club path, because you could still have good wrists now, you could fix your club face, but if you've still now got your club path coming too much from the inside, so if I get some good club face alignments here, but still swing from the inside, I'm going to get that big push now, that big block out to the right. Yep, so now what we need to do is work on the club path to fix our hook. So what I'd encourage here for this particular drill is just getting your club to swing more out to in. So you can very simply just get a head cover, and if I was to, I'd start without a ball for this. So if I was to be starting here, put a head cover about so if my ball was here, put a head cover about a foot's length, depending how big your feet are, from your golf ball, inside about a foot's length as well. And what that does, just gives you this bit of a visual to miss, because if you're a player that typically swings on the inside, you're going to hit your head cover. So not dangerous if you do, but it's something there that just in your mind's eye, a constraint gets you swinging more out in, because if we're a hooker of the ball, we need to stop swinging from in to out. We need to start swinging more from out to in. So I'd encourage some rehearsals without a ball, with this new grip, these new wrist ideas, and start to swing more left, more out in. If you hit the head cover, you'll know about it, so more out to in. You could even place a alignment rod or a golf club, again, just for visuals. I like using visuals and constraints, trying to avoid thinking too much about your body parts if you can. Golf's hard enough, so if we can just move in the direction of some visuals. So imagine this 45-degree angle here, post-impact, just as a visual. We're going to get the club missing the head cover and then get it swinging left towards that stick or golf club on the ground. And you can actually start to hit balls like this. What I'd encourage, guys, if you're hooking the ball, I'd encourage you to try and slice some. Try and start some left and curve it to the right. Because if you can do the opposite, then you can start to work on bringing that back into the middle, but at least you immediately know how to fix the hook. You've got control of your club face and your club path. So here we go, we've got the head cover in there for some feedback. We've got the 45-degree stick or golf club there for some visuals. I've got good grip, good wrist ideas, and now I'm just going to try and hit a slice. So from here, So I've started that ball a little bit left to center. Now I've hit a big slice. So my club path will be out to in. My face now open to the path. Fantastic. I've stopped the hook. You might say, but now I've started to slice it. Club path 60 degrees left, face 7 degrees open to your path. Yes, but you're not hooking it. And then from there, I mean, the challenge of the driver is such that as you start to swing it faster, so for those high ball speed players, it's your lightest, longest club in the bag. It's difficult because you've got to get even more, dialed in with those numbers, path and face relationship. Because any few degrees here and there at high speeds is going to be a little bit more offline. So, but at least if you can slice it, you've stopped the hook. So then you want to see if you can get somewhere in the middle. So you've hooking it before, now we're slicing it. So now we want to play around and just see, can I get it somewhere in the middle? Somewhere on the most difficult fairway there is, Bethpage Black, 18th hole. Got it straight down the middle there. I'll take that one any day of the week. Any day of the week. Now guys, if that's all good, your path's good, your club face is good, and it's still going left, check for strike. You could be hitting it out of the toe with a driver. With gear effect, all else being equal, a toe strike will typically hook the golf ball as well, or get it curving aggressively to the left. So guys, hope that helps. Some key tips there. Checking your club face with grip and wrist ideas. Checking your club path with the head cover drill to swing more out. The alignment rod there to swing more left. You've got the T drill as well for your club face. You've got the hack motion wrist sensor. Some great ideas to really get you control of that hook. Start slicing it and then bring it back to the middle. Guys, if you'd like some more, there's some more fantastic drills in the link below to help you improve your game. If you have any questions, please let me know. Let me know how you go with some of those. Post them in the comments below. Would love to keep this conversation going. And guys, look forward to seeing you on the next video. Enjoy your golf and we'll see you soon.